good morning. Thanks very much for joining us. As you know, if you've been watching our afternoon and evening newscasts, and I certainly hope you are, because if not, you're really missing out, we've been doing an occasional series of pieces on wasteful spending at the federal, state, and local level, largely generated by stories you suggest to us. And our guest this morning has the job of monitoring and prosecuting, if you will, wasteful spending and seeing to it that we try to clean that up. She is State Auditor Suzanne Bump. And it's good to have you here, Auditor.
Delighted to be back, John.
Thank you. You served in the state legislature.
A few years ago.
You were Secretary of Labor under Governor Patrick.
Yes.
And now, since 2011, the state auditor. Were you surprised about what you learned about wasteful spending once you became auditor?
Well, frankly, no, because I had the opportunity to serve as a bureaucrat myself when I was Secretary of Labor and Workforce Development, and that's really when I had my eyes opened to the failures in government to use data, to measure performance, to do long-term planning. And when government fails to do that, the result is inefficiencies, it is poor performance, and it was that experience being in the administration that caused me to want to become state auditor, to do more investigation analysis and try to help agencies do a better job and make government work better.
Now let's be a little more specific here for the benefit of the viewers. You just recently completed an audit which found $193 million in improper or questionable payments by MassHealth, the agency that administers Medicaid and the Children's Health Insurance Program. That's, by the way, I believe that's the single biggest chunk of the state budget.
Oh, it is.
What happened? Without getting too technical, but what went wrong?
Well, this is, in fact, the second audit that we have done at MassHealth that has looked at the administration of the program on a broad scale. We looked in this most recent audit at their management of the contract to provide behavioral health services. A couple of years ago, we looked at their management of the contract that provided managed care in the medical realm. Half of the folks are involved in MCOs, managed care organizations. Everybody's covered by the behavioral health contract.
How they squander $200 million?
Well, what we saw is that despite the fact that they were paying these companies to provide the needs, medical, mental health, to the enrollees, that if a bill came directly to the agency, it all too often was paying that bill and not sending it over. In some cases, we believe it's because their own system didn't recognize that the bill should go over, and in other cases, it was because the state agency and its contractors were not on the same page as to who was responsible for what. And I understand how this happens. There are thousands of diagnostic codes and procedure codes and encounter codes. But if you don't have the same definition of who's responsible for what, then you are going to have the agency engaging in what's regarded as duplicate payments, because you've already paid the agencies, the private sector companies to provide this care, and then you pay a bill yourself. That's a duplicate payment. It's run in 2 audits that we found. It's run into hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars.
We have to take a break, but very briefly here, just to make it clear what we're talking about. These are funds, these hundreds of millions of dollars, that are supposed to go to help deal with the needs of some of our most vulnerable, needy citizens. And yet millions of dollars are being squandered because of these issues.
Yes, we have a very inefficient system. The claims administration system is, I think, really in need of revamping. It needs a whole lot more emphasis on program integrity.
All right, we'll continue this conversation with State Auditor Suzanne Bump in just a moment, so please stay with us. Welcome back. We're talking with State Auditor Suzanne Bump. And Auditor, let's continue on this topic of the MassHealth, your most recent audit, almost $200 million in improper or questionable payments. And we were talking during the break about how my words, not yours, but you're suggesting that government sometimes can't really chew gum and walk at the same time, that the emphasis a decade ago was on expanding enrollment in Medicaid,
Exactly.
and so they didn't bother with dealing with these bureaucratic issues that have helped fuel this squandering of scarce resources.
They really, and this is understandable, I'm not faulting them, they're not stupid, they're not ignorant, but you're right, it has been the expansion, figuring out how to design a system, getting federal waivers to design a system to fit the needs of Massachusetts. Then they were dealing with the failure of the healthcare connector, the website. So they've had major management challenges, and that has meant, though, that claims administration really, which is the nuts and bolts, it's the dirty details of running a complex program like this, hasn't received the attention from management that it needs. And I think that that both the escalating costs of the program and, frankly, our audits are helping them appreciate that they need more program integrity emphasis.
Now, I read your audits. That's one of the reasons why I'm such a scintillating party guest, because I want to talk about the latest audit. And the agencies that you find problems with, and you spell it out, and you report your findings, they're not always thrilled. They're not always eager to reform and change, are they?
No. They're always happier to see us go than to see us arrive.
It's human nature.
But I think that we have less resistance both on our entrance and in the aftermath because of the professionalization that's occurred over the past few years since I took office, and the tools that we have that really lay it out and make it clear that this is not subjectivity that we're bringing, it's objectivity, it's independent, deep analysis. And so, and in many cases, we have that relationship with MassHealth. Sometimes, though, they disagree.
We've got to wrap it up, but I'd like to put a period on this, and I know you deal in facts and figures, but I'm going to ask you, what's the moral of the story here? What's your bottom line message to both the taxpayer and the tax spenders about what needs to happen going forward to clean these situations up?
No matter what the challenge of the day is, you have to maintain a laser focus at all times on accountability and oversight in your organization. And if you don't have that, then you and you are spending money on other things, then you are being penny wise and pound foolish.
Fair to say the public also needs to demand this?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
State Auditor Suzanne Bump. That's it for us. Now it's back over to my colleagues for more WBZ News.